Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm just a minute or two late. Actually, just a minute. It's Ann Verillo here with StampWithAnn.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Auburn, New York. I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. It is Wednesday, November 5th, and we're just a couple weeks away from Thanksgiving. I can't believe it. Anywho, I was just having a little bit of technical difficulties, so I was trying to straighten that out before I came on. So we are in the second, what do you call it? I guess preview of the Christmas tags that I've created for this week's card class kit to go. Now I'm using the patterned, what is it called? Pattern tag dies. And I realize that they are out of stock, but don't worry about it. I'll tell you a little bit more when I get down to my craft table about the kit. So you don't need to worry if you don't have the pattern tag dies. Hi, Claudia. Hello. Okay, so just a couple things before I switch us down to my craft table. If you guys are watching me on my YouTube channel and you have not yet subscribed, please make sure you go ahead and subscribe and then hit the little bell icon so you get notifications of when I go live. And let me just fix this little screen here. And then same thing on my Facebook page. If you're watching me on Facebook but not following me on my Facebook page, make sure you go ahead and give me a follow there as well. And as always, please leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. I always love to go back and read the comments and see where everybody's tuning in from. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to pop us down to my craft table, and this is what I was having technical issues with, so hopefully I've got it all straightened out. Yep, okay, perfect. All right, so hi Joan from Washington, if you're not familiar with my Craft and Create, or not Craft and Create Club, with my weekly card class kit to go, you get the kit for free. It's typically 6 cards, so it's 2 of each design. I designed 3 for the week, and then you'll get all this cardstock, designer series paper, cut and scored, and any other die cuts that I'm not featured in that week's bundle. But this week I have a special surprise. Because the pattern tag dies are out of stock, I'm going to be doing all the die cutting of the tags and sending you everything so you're ready to just stamp some sentiments and put the tags together. So it's a little different. I'm doing 8 tags, so it's 3, I'll show them to you. Anyways, let's get started. Okay, so here's the pattern tag dies. I put it this way. I love these dies, and this one creates the cutest bow, and we're going to, let me get that off of there. Oops, how did I do that? There we go. And I'm going to show you how to do this little bow. It's super cute. But you've got the poinsettias, the greenery, the pine needles, and then this cute one that kind of looks like, you can really have it do anything, but I'm using it, and it's like candy cane striped. And then here's just our regular tag. So those are the tags that I've used. I don't think I need any of these. Hopefully I die cut everything. If not, we'll wing it. Okay, let me show you the ones we did Monday. So these are so cute, aren't they? Now I did use different stamp sets. The pine needles and the berries was used. I think it was Gathering Moments and I forget. Gathering Moments. Yeah, you could go check it out on my blog. I've already posted it for Monday. But these are cute, and they were super easy and quick to create. So those are the ones that we did Monday. Okay, here's the ones we're going to do today. Aren't these cute? I love them. And here's that little bow I was talking about. I love how that just turned out so cute. So we're going to do these today, but I want to show you what we're going to do Friday. And these, I've done these before. These are bottle tags. So I'm just going to hold it at a diagonal so you can see the whole tag. But I've done these last year. These were a big hit. I just, for hostess gifts or just gifts for friends that I was buying wine or, apple cider or whatever. I put these around the bottle and it went really well instead of a bag. And here's the other one that I did, Season's Greetings. And this is with the Elegant Pine Snowflakes Designer Series paper, and I did a little bit of embossing. So you're going to get all this in your kit to make these. So super cute, super easy. And I do send a PDF tutorial as well, so you'll have all the measurements. Today's tags, I'm using Jolly Holly. So I've used that little image. And then Sending Cheer and Merry Christmas and Bright and Happy Christmas Wishes. So these are the two stamp sets I use to do these. So let's get started. We're going to do this one first. Let me put these over here. Okay. So I've already, just to save us a little bit of time, because I'm going to make all 3 tags, I've already die cut all of this out. And if you guys are familiar, I'm going to do a little bit of die cutting because there's some things like these little flowers that I have to die cut. But let's go ahead and start. Let me grab my glue. Now, excuse me. You can use adhesive sheets if you'd like. I didn't do that. I'm just using glue. I'm going to get out my mat here so we don't get it all over my tabletop. Okay, so I'm just going to use the glue. So we just want to put a little bit. Now this is, I have an old, I'm ready to almost replace this glue, but I'm not going to do it quite yet. I still have a little bit in here. So I'm just going to do dots along these little thin lines. You can see that. Oh, I have a frog in my throat today. And then these bit thicker ones, I'm just going to do a big line. And then just little dots again for these. Little dots. I mean, these tags are so cute. You know, if you want to make multiples, you can. And they're easy once you get them all cut out. You can just sit on the couch, watching your Hallmark movies, and putting your little tags together. Get in that festive spirit. Okay, so this kind of reminds me of a candy cane, right? I'm going to put that up there. Let me pop my glasses on real quick. And you just want to kind of line that up there. Okay. Now we're going to do some stamping. I don't need this anymore. I do need my dimensionals. I'll bring this down here. Put it over here for now. So let's see. We're stamping that in real red. Let's get that little sentiment. Let's see if I can put it on here. Yeah, it'll fit. Okay. This is from A Little Cheer stamp set. It just says Sending a Little Cheer. And that would be perfect too. I think, no, I didn't do that. I have a bigger Sending Cheer. Oh, that's very crooked. Oh, what I just did. See if I got anything in here I can wipe this up with. Oh dear. Okay. I'll clean it later. But I need to get it to stick back onto my stamp. So let me get this on here. And I was saying that it was crooked, so I'm going to try and fix it. That looks pretty straight. And I did a little thing here. I just did a little diagonal. Oops. Make sure that's on there good. So now we're just going to stamp it. Very easy. There we go. Let me clean this off. And let me get that little spot off there. Okay. And now we're going to take the garden green. Let me wrap this up. So I got my little sentiment. It's garden green, and I'm going to do the Christmas trees. So I'm just going to stamp the Christmas tree a couple times. Once, oh darn, just push it over. One, two, and then three. Now I did use the bundle for this, a little cheer bundle. So if you don't have the punches that go with this bundle, feel free to fussy cut them. This is an easy image to fussy cut. So let's see, here's my Christmas tree little bundle. Here's my little Christmas tree punch. And we're just gonna feed this through here. Super easy. Okay. I just wanna lock it down. Make sure I got that good. Right there. There's one. Here's our second one. Ooh, I was a little off on that. That's okay. Oops. There's that one. And then here's our third one. You could also just take some designer series paper and just cut the trees out of that if that's what you would like. Okay, now let's put this tag together. Yeah, just put that over there. All right, I stuck these all up with, oh, and here's the bow. First, let me show you the bow. I got it right here. So when you die cut the bow out, it comes apart in two different pieces. So again, we're just going to use, you could use a mini glue dot if you wanted to, but I'm just going to use a little bit of glue right here in the center. You don't even have to put this other one on. You could just leave it plain like that, but I'm not. I'm going to put the little bit of glue here, and I'm just going to hold that for a second. There we go. And see how cute that is? But don't go anywhere. But hopefully I got it in here. I do. Okay, let me get my take your pick tool. You see that little green speck there? That goes right here in the center. So again, I'm just going to use a little bit of glue. You can't see because I'm not in frame. Let me see if I can drag this thing down a little bit. There we go. Just going to put a little dot here. Oops. And then I will add this right to the center. Right there. Perfect. Okay, so now let's put all these little things together. Just going to use I'm going to use mini and just regular dimensionals. So I just need one for this. There's my trash can. Got my little trash can here. So we're just going to put it kind of down here a little bit. And then I will use my mini, hopefully these fit on here. Otherwise you can cut them. No, I think these are fine. Yeah. Trying to get those little tags off. And if you don't want to pop them up, you can always just glue them down. I thought they kind of looked cute popped up. Okay, now this one's a little off. I gotta make sure I move that over. There we go. I would probably cut these because you don't want it to hang off the side. Right there. And then we'll just put one down here. I'll put it over here. So tiny. Okay. There's that. And now we're just going to take a little bit of this ribbon. I don't need very much. And I'm going to feed it through here. Let's see, how did I do that? I did it like this. It's a little thick, so I'm just folding it in half to get it through the hole. And then I'm going to pull it through, just like that. And then I'm going to, I can't remember if I did this way or the other way. I'm going to put these two through here. Okay. I might have to do it the other way. No, I can do it this way. See, I wanted a little room in here for the, let me get this down. There we go. For the green bow. For this. I just want to put it right there. So I'm just going to use, I used a glue dot. So let me grab a little glue dot. At least I think I did. So we're just going to use that little glue dot, and I'm just going to glue that right there to the front. There we go. See, isn't that cute? That's our first tag. Sending a little cheer. Okay, so that was easy. Now we're going to do, let's do this one. Let's see. I've got all the stuff right here. And again, we're going to do a little bit of stamping. Now this I used the traditional, Hi Debbie. It's the traditional Christmas designer series paper. You remember with this pretty background? Isn't that pretty? Oh, I never thought of maybe doing that. Oh no, that looks too busy to me. I like it the other way. So this is pretty in pink. A non-traditional Christmas color, I think. So let me just glue this. So we're just going to do a couple dots. Just around here. You don't need to get everywhere. But just make sure on the sides and kind of in the center that you've got a couple dots that'll make it stick to the tag. And I think that does it right there. Okay, then we're just going to lift this up. I'm going to go ahead and put it right down here. I forgot what, oh yeah, I used the pink. Oops, gotta make sure you get that on there straight. Okay, well, gotta make it straighter. There we go. I had it a little crooked. So let's let that set a minute, and now we're going to stamp the sentiment. Now I used cherry cobbler. If you wanted to, you could use real red. I mean, you can't. This is cherry cobbler underneath. And this stamp set is from the Holly Jolly stamp set. So I'm stamping it on a Everyday Arches die. Just going to put it like that. There we go. We're going to use that in a minute, but let me clean this stamp off. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, now, ooh, we get to do this. Do I have my little block? Where's my little, oh, here's my little block. Okay, so this is the little poinsettia, and it's also from the Jolly Holly stamp set. And I'm gonna stamp it once in Cherry Cobbler. Oops. This is where we're gonna die cut. Okay, I gotta clean that off. Put this back up. And then Pretty in Pink. There we go. And now we're just going to go ahead and die cut these. I've got my little blue mini boho here. Oh, sorry, so loud. Okay, trying to be quieter. And then I've got my die. I'm gonna grab some Post-it note because I want to keep those secure. And I'm just gonna go like that. Then we'll put it through. There's one. Let me do the second one. Ooh, I've got the heat up a little bit too much in my stamp room. Whew. Gonna have to turn it down. I got this big heavy sweater on. Okay, let's make sure I get that good. See, I'm just taking it and securing it with that little bit of Post-it note tape. Come on. Okay. Got our second little thing here. There we go. Put that back. I'll put this away. And now we can put this together. Okay. So again, I'm using some not Post-it notes, using some dimensionals. Gotta look in here. Yeah, I used two. I just put them closer together. Oops. I want them to be there. One more right here. And then I'm just gonna put it right here. Is that straight? That doesn't look straight, does it? There, that's straighter. And then these, I'm gonna pop them up on little mini dimensionals. Just down here. And I'll just overlap them a little bit. But see what I mean? These are very easy. And people like Christmas tags. Okay, so that's that. Now let me grab a little bit of the Pretty in Pink ribbon, and we'll go ahead and do that. But I'm gonna also add a little bling, so stay with me. Okay. Oh, might have cut this a little too short. That's fine. And look at how pretty the back is. Now the only problem is you can write to and from on here. You don't, I mean, it doesn't matter. Just gotta get this through. Okay. And we'll put our two little tails through here. That's that, but I added a little bit of, grab this, traditional sparkling sequins. And I did the red, just to add a little bit of sparkle to it. You really can't see it on camera, but you can see it. See that? That's pretty, huh? A little sparkle. Okay, so that's the second tag. Here's the third tag for today. Now this, we're gonna do a little bit of embossing. What I got here? Okay, so let me get the, there we go. Okay, again, same thing. I'm just gonna put some glue on here. Let me have my thing again. Again, if you want, you can always use your adhesive sheets. I'm just going with the glue. Got a little bit too much right there. Sometimes if you get too much, you can just kind of spread it around so it doesn't glob out of there. It's kind of hard to see white on white. Maybe a little dot there. And a little dot over here. Okay, I think I did enough. So just gonna glue this. Now this would also be really pretty with your two-toned cardstock. So using the dark side in the back and then the lighter side over it in your garden green, that would be real pretty too. So we're just gonna let that set. Now I'm gonna adhere this. This is the die that comes in the patterned bundled pattern tag dies. So I'm just gonna put that right over there. Okay, we'll let that sit for a minute. Now we're going to do some stamping. Where is my piece? What did I do with it? Oh, it's over here. We're going to do that and some embossing. So let me first take our embossing buddy thing here. And I'm just going to rub this on the circle because this prevents the powder from sticking to areas you don't want it to stick to. So I'm just gently putting this on the surface. I'll toss that over there. And I'll grab my Versamark ink. Now for this one, oops, I used two different stamps from the A Little Cheer. So first we're going to do Mary. We're going to use our Versamark ink. Let's see, just want to try and get up here a little bit. Oops. Clean that off. And then we're going to do Christmas. Looks pretty straight. Okay. We're going to go ahead and emboss that. And I do need my little things over here. So let me grab the embossing powder. Just going to put this. This is the Wow. What color is it? Opaque Bright White embossing powder. And I can see that I need to get a little bit more over there. And let's see. I've got a very, very fine, oh, my camera is like being weird these last couple days. Stop, get in focus. There. Now sometimes, I'm gonna put this away. Sometimes it's hard when you're doing these little tiny words with your embossing powder, but most of the time I get it to work. So I'm gonna take this, it's gonna get a little loud, but I'm just gonna put my thing on here. Oops. That looks pretty good. There's that. Now, the good thing about this little fun die is that it also gives you a couple little branches that you can use to stick on here. So I've got a couple, and I'm just gonna, I also have my little bow, so I'm gonna put that out. I'm just gonna glue these to the back here. Just put a little bit of glue. You can kind of see it from there. Oh, whoa, that came out quick. That came out a lot. So there's one. And we'll just stick another one over here. Okay. Oops. Let that set. Not my finger. There. And then let's glue the bow together. I've got glue all over my fingers. Now remember, you want to make sure it's going pointed down. Don't go up with it. You want this to go down. Just get it right in the center there. And I'm just gonna use glue on the back of this to adhere this. Okay, I got like a little bubble thing going on my glue. And then just hold that for a second, let it set there. And then we are going to put a dimensional on the back here. Then we'll be done. And you can always use the to and from stamp that's in a little cheer and go ahead and stamp it on the back, so you can write the names for who it is for. So there you have it, guys. These are the tags for today. Aren't they cute? I just love how they turned out. And they're super easy. So thanks for coming today and joining me. And don't forget, I'll be live on Friday and I'll show you how to do the bottle tags. Again, super easy bottle tags, and you can make all kinds of them. So until then, have a good rest of the week, and I will see you guys on Friday. Bye.